Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the BU Babe podcast. So, today, before we jump into talking about what really matters in messaging, I want to share a little new thing that I'm doing. If you leave a comment on the podcast, so an Apple Podcast, and screenshot it and send it to me, I'll give you an extra 20% off anything, any program, PDF, workshop, anything that you want to purchase from the content library. So just write a review and then screenshot it and either DM me or email me, and I'll put all of that information in the links of in the show notes. So I would greatly appreciate it, and I want to share the love back. So today I want to get into what really matters in messaging. And what came up with this, or why I even wanted to talk about this, is I was thinking about it for myself. I feel like I easily get into my head. And I've been doing this for a long time. Like, I can easily get into my head about what I'm writing. So I know that you guys are struggling with the same thing, right? That we can get into our heads and overthink and overcomplicate. And what ends up happening is that we try to connect with who we're writing to and who we're trying to attract, right? We try to think what they want to hear, how do they want to hear it? Am I being clear? And it just like snowballs into a feeling of I don't know what to write. I don't know what I'm saying. Um, Nothing is working, right? It can snowball a long way. But by and large, it feels like your brain doesn't know what to say, and it feels like everything's in a standstill, right? And everything that I have learned in the last decade, for sure, in the last 5 years primarily, is we really have to come back to ourselves. We have to come back to, who am I? What am I doing? What do I freaking love? How can I show up with more passion no matter what type it is? How can I show up talking about the things that I want to talk about, right? Not boxing myself into, I should talk about this because that's what everybody else says it's going to bring me clients. I should structure my post in this way because that's what sells. I could, right? All of that. It doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. It comes back to, who are you being? How are you showing up? And the aura that you're coming with, right? And we talk so much about this inside messaging goals because it's paramount, right? We can talk about it from a strategic perspective of manifestors should really talk about their vision and the train stations that lead it, and the generators talking about what they've mastered, right? But it comes down to that structure allows your aura to expand. And that's what I freaking love about it so much, is that when we understand how our aura works and how it expands out and how we can grow it and make it even bigger, right? We stop caring about pulling people in because people come in naturally. And there's no longer this chasing aspect to clients. And I I have felt this before where it feels like I really want this thing to happen, right? So go into the mind space of, okay, I have to make sure that this is clear. I have to make sure that I'm telling them what they're getting in this offer, and it becomes checked boxes in terms of writing what you're writing in the copy and your messaging, instead of you tapping into your higher self and who you are and what you came here to say, all of your yummy, juicy passion, and instead of it being that, if you shove it into a box, and I do this all the time myself, like, I almost know too much to be dangerous, right? I know too much about what makes people buy that I contort who I am and what my message is to fit into that. And the truth of the matter is that you will say all the things you need to say all on its own. You don't have to think about it. As long as you know exactly who you are, you know what you bring to the table, and you know that this is what you're passionate about and how it helps people, right? when you're coming from that space, the things that you say are exactly what you need to say. You embody your message. And that's, I feel like, the biggest piece that we're missing, especially for um, energy healers and life coaches and business coaches, is you're stepping outside of yourself when you're showing up in your messaging. You embody your message 100% when you're with clients, right? You embody, you know it, you deeply feel it, you're exuding it. But then somehow there's a disconnect when we show up in our content and on our sales pages and in trying to talk about what we do, we like stumble over our feet and go, oh, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, someone said I should do this. Oh, a guru said I should talk about this. And then we contort and we lose ourselves in our own message. And it becomes not us anymore. It becomes a watered down version of us. And that's not, I mean, I do it myself. Oh, I do it myself. The more that you show up as you, embody your message in everything, every thread of what you do, that's when you become it. And when your aura brings everything to you, brings the invitations, it brings the clients, it brings the like everything to respond to. The surprise, like all of those human design aspects come to you. And for a little bit of structure in this podcast, I thought I'd talk about how I look at messaging for an offer and how I tap into like embodying that message for the offer because the and we I feel like the easy part is core messaging. We can embody that, right? We're that. It's when it comes to offer messaging that we sometimes get into our heads and we overcomplicate it and we overthink it and we say all the things without saying all the things. So with this structure of offering, I want you to think about what you are offering right now. What is something, one of your offers? It could be one on one, it could be group. And I want you to go through these questions and really think about them and feel into them in your body and get into the juicy meat of it and envision sharing it with the world, right? It's actually interesting because someone was telling me, don't think about a big crowd. Think about that one person that you want to talk to. And I was like, okay, I get that. Let's envision that one person I'm talking to. I'm like, that's cool. But then I thought, oh, what? I don't want just one person. One person's amazing. I love one person. What if it was a million? Like, I would big. What if it's a million people you're talking to? And I was like, then I got excited. I was like, that would be amazing. I'm showing up differently. I'm showing up as a bigger, expanded version of myself. I'm It's not just that one-on-one relationship. That's cool. I love that. I live for that, especially as a 4/6. I live for those like deep, meaningful conversations with one person. But when you think about doing a podcast, writing your content, you're out there. It's not necessarily an intimate conversation. Maybe it is, but what if it was something bigger? I don't know. Like, I love that idea of being on a stage to 100,000 people, 10,000 people, whatever that number is that clicks in for you. How does that click in your body if you're sharing your message with them? How does that change things? How does that change things within your body? Huh, it made me, like, tingle all over. I was like, "Oh my god, that sounds fucking amazing. I want that," right? That's what we really wanna tap into. So if one person does that for you and it taps that in, fabulous, amazing, right? If it's a million people and that feels more, like, tingly exciting, go with that, right? I think we get so boxed into what other people do and thinking that that has to be right for us and forgetting that we get to experiment with this. We get to decide what works best for us. We get to play on this playground of earth in this big blue ball and decide what really works for us, what turns us on, what makes us go, yeah, I love it. Right. Okay. So back to those questions. I want you to envision whichever one feels like tingly, exciting, one person to a million, whatever that is for you. What is the vibe and the energy of the thing that you're calling people to? The container that you have created, whether it's one group, whatever, what is that vibe? What are the energy? Why would they want to be a part of this? We all want to be a part of something. I think gone are the days of just signing up for a course because you think it's going to fix things. Like we want to be a part of things. Yes, we want it to fix our life in some way, but I think we're honestly all being called to something bigger. We're being called to share our gifts so that other people can expand what's possible for them. So it's not just learning a thing, it's or fixing your problem. It's being a part of something bigger than you, even. Right. So, what is this the vibe and the energy of the container that you're calling people to? Really tap into that, because if you can't tap into that, no one else will either, and no one else is going to want to be a part of it. You have to tap in and be like, "Ooh, this feels so fucking juicy and yummy, and I can't wait to share it with people." What is that vibe? How does it feel in your body? How would you describe it? Like, what would it look like in pictures? Like, the whole thing, really tap into that, okay? The second question is, what is that tangible transformation in detail? Like, what does their life look like? They're going from this to what, and really pulling into what does that mean for their life in a tangible way. I got into this a little bit in stories last week because I had a fantastic conversation with someone at a Halloween party. He's a coach, coaching men, and he was talking very airy fairy about the transformation, being like, yeah, they want to be a king, and that, and he was very airy fairy. And I was like, no, bring it down. Like, what does it mean for their life in really tangible ways? They go from, like, they walk in and their wife is yelling at them to do X, Y, and Z. They don't feel welcome when they come home from work. Versus they walk in the door and, oh, the wife is so happy to see them. She can't wait to sit down to dinner together and tell about each other about your days, right? Get into the specifics of what it is for their life. And even if you work with lots of different people, there is a tangible result in your offer. And this is the piece that, like, the more specific you can be with an offer, the more likely people are to go, yes, that's me. They can see themselves in that container. Okay. If they, if it's vague, if it's like, it's harder to put yourself in there, and it's not going to push someone over the edge to be like, I want this right now. It's going to be like, yeah, that can wait. My life is too busy right now. My life, I just can't make room for that right now because it's not an important thing. Versus giving them a tangible thing that they can be in their own be in the shoes of that tangible transformation. Then be like, "Oh, I want that. I want that right now. Like I need this right now." I hope this makes sense. The third question is, what will they learn? And this is a little bit more on the, like, 3D plane, but, like, instead of just showing them this transformation and relying 100% on the transformation, which is great, but we're also, I think, becoming a little desensitized to the transformation speak. Yes, it calls people in, but it's what they learn inside the thing that they grasp onto, of like, "Ooh, this is different. I haven't tried this. I Maybe this is the thing, the puzzle piece that's going to help put all the puzzle pieces together," right? That's what we're doing in life. We're taking puzzle pieces from all these different people and putting them together. So, really sharing what makes your offer different, what makes the way that you do things differently. If you're a manifester, it's how you envision things and how you can pull people, initiate action within them. If you're the generator, it's like how your process really is different, how it's um because of the way your energy works, because of your experience, because of the things that you've done, right? If you're a projector, it's the way that you can see them and understand their problems and from a totally different perspective than they've ever thought about, right? What makes this different from other things out there? And then what are they learning within that, right? What do they get to take away, right? I kind of just blended the last two questions. Last question was, why is this different? And I kind of blended it with what they're going to learn, right? Oh, uh, kind of the same coin, right? They're going to learn this and it's different because, right? It's this two sides of the same coin. Um, and those are the questions I always ask about what I'm selling this container. And not only does it help you write your sales page, but it helps you tap into the people that you really want to call in. You really get an idea of who they are, what they're dealing with, how they're going to learn, how their life is going to change. And it becomes something that is bigger than you and bigger than life. It connects you to the divine, it connects you to them. And if we're going to get esoteric about this, like we are all everything. We are connected to everything. So the more that you can like define and bring in what it is that you're selling and why it's different and why it's so you, the more that you connect with them. So I hope I'm making sense. Um, I this whole idea of becoming the message within you, both from your core messaging and what you want to be known for, to the offers that you want to give and the offers that come as downloads, the more and more in tune you are with your aura, the more and more ideas that you have for offers and workshops and all the things, right? And the more that you can tap into who you are, the juicier everything gets, right? Inside Messaging Gold, which is on early bird pricing right now, this is what we're doing. We're tapping into what makes you unique. How are you so different? Because we're all different. We all have our own like lens on the world. How can you take your lens and really give it structure and body so that people understand what makes you unique? And then how are we taking that into our messaging, both as a core messaging as well as your offer? How can you show up in your offer and really speak clearly in a way that attracts those people, right? By the way that you're being, right? It's not the words and it's not the words. It's the energy behind the words, right? The right words come to you when you are deeply embodied and grounded in who you are, because everything comes out. Everything is a channel. You're able to channel and bring out exactly what they need to see and hear, right? To make that empowered choice. We're not persuading people. We're not telling them that like their life is going to end if they don't do this thing. We're showcasing how amazing our offer is and what it can do for their life and why it's important. Why why is it important? It is so important to be able to share your gifts with the world. It's so important for you to use your voice the way it was designed to be used, um, because your gifts are needed. Your gifts are needed. So anyway, that's today's episode. That's it. Early bird pricing on Messaging Gold. Let me know. Also, I have one spot for one to one. So if you're ready to, one to one is I love one to one because we really dive into exactly like we're writing word for word. How can we get into the nitty gritty of your message and not only come out on the other side like I fucking know exactly who I am. I know exactly how to talk about what I do, but it's across the board. It's translated into every piece of your business. So your website, your offers, your content, all of it, it becomes you and you are it. So I have one spot. Um, yeah, that's it. So have a amazing, amazing week and I love you guys. Bye.